Hello my lovelies! It is time for another vlog, so stay tuned. I am so excited for this week. We're gonna have so much fun. I'm flying out to California this week to be with my friend Kaylani, and we're gonna go to Yallwest, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited. Okay, so I have two goals that I need to try to accomplish today. The first goal is actually three, but one's not really a goal, it's more of something I have to do. That's something I have to do is Xander has a tennis match today after school, so I'll be going to that. But also today I want to binge read Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. This is one of my Once Upon a Book Club boxes, or young adult boxes, and I want to go through and read this all today, open all the gifts for it, and I'm very excited for that. Also, I need to get a video edited and uploaded today as well. So, speaking of Happily Ever Afters, I have already started this and I've gotten to my first gift. It's funny because I started this yesterday, and I mentioned it in my vlog that I got to page 44 yesterday. And so I just started back, and on page 46 is our first gift. It says, he laughs and reaches into the back seat to produce a muffin tin as if he's just pulled it out of the oven, the delicious smell getting even stronger. So let me go and find the gift for page 46. Einstein just flopped down right here. I'm guessing a muffin tin. Okay, so here is the gift. Maybe a muffin tin? I don't know. Kind of squishy. Hawaiian Shirt Sam's brown butter raspberry muffins. Sure would be nice if there was like muffin mix for those kind of muffins, but it is a silicone muffin pan, which is super cute, and I'm definitely going to use this. I love a useful item. I'm gonna set that right there for now. Let me see when the next gift is. We have one for page 346, one for page 287, and that looks like those are all the gifts. Yeah, all the gifts in this box. Ooh, I'm hot. I just got done walking the dog. So I'm going to sit here and read and have my lunch, and I will come back when it's time for the next gift. So I've gotten quite a bit of reading done so far, though as far as editing, I've done like this much. But I have been devouring Happily Ever After, and I'm currently on page 287. I've gotten to my next gift. It's a little post-it. And, oh, I don't know which line this was on. I think it was, instead I forced myself to look at the different products on the shelves. There's dried lavender in a tall plastic baggie. So maybe this is like some lavender or something. Let's find out. I don't know, it's this big box. I do smell something coming from it though. So let's open it up and, oh, well this is cool. We have these really cool spice jars, and there's a particular spice they are talking about in that paragraph, and so it says that. But there are, this is very cool. There are 4 glass spice jars in here. Another awesome, useful item. I love this. Excellent box so far. I'm very impressed. Okay, so there's only one gift left, and it is a small one. This one for page 346. It's super thin. And I'm about to leave here to go to Xander's tennis match. And then I will try to finish this up after we get back. And I will check in with you then. So let's go watch some tennis. Guys, I don't know what the heck is wrong with me these past few days. Like, I can't seem to, I can't function right now. I can't seem to get things done that I need to get done. And it's kind of driving me crazy and stressing me out. And I have so much to do. And it's 9:21 p.m. on Wednesday night. And at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm being picked up to be taken to the airport to fly to California. And I am not getting anything done. I haven't packed. The video that I was trying to edit on Monday so that it would post on Tuesday, that didn't happen. I ended up switching things around. So, well, actually, I tried just postponing the video to post on Wednesday. And then I was going to get it edited. I spent the entire day somehow editing this video and still not getting anywhere with it. And that was pretty much my entire Tuesday. And I still didn't get the video done. So I ended up swapping a video that was going to go in May to today. So that tomorrow while I'm on the plane, I can edit that video. And another video. But today I was supposed to film 4 videos, edit and upload 1 video, and pack. And Xander also had an orthodontist appointment, and there was something else.
Academy.
Oh yeah, I also had to take Xander to Academy, and I had to make phone calls and just all kinds of stuff. And I got all that done. But I haven't filmed my 4 videos. I haven't edited. There's a lot I have not done. I haven't packed. Okay. As far as my reading goes. So I was last reading Happily Ever Afters. And the last gift came on page 346, and there was just a couple of pages left, so I went ahead and I finished the book, and I wanted to come back to the gift just because I didn't want to stop at that point. So this says giant color versions of all the sketches I'd seen him laboring over this year. So I'm guessing there's gonna be some art in that last one. So let's open that up. Also in this box we have like the signed book plate and a bookmark and the letter from the author and other stuff. Okay, so here's our gift. Okay, this is really pretty. Like really pretty. And it's on really thick stock and it's very soft matte feeling. Isn't that just stunning? I absolutely love that. It's beautiful. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's so pretty. And as I said, I finished the book. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute. It was a lot of fun. This was from my TBR card. Our Cards Against My TBR. Cheesy Crunchies. And anyway, this follows Tessa Johnson, who she has a white mother, a black father, and she's always like kind of avoided standing out. And the school that she was in before was pretty much like all white, and now she has been accepted into this elite art school where she got in because of her writing. And she gets there and realizes that she's going to be expected to share her writing with people, and she's never done that. She didn't even submit a writing to the school. Her mother did. And it kind of makes her go into like a severe writer's block where she can't seem to write anything. And her best friend from her old school helps her come up with this happily ever after plan where she needs to have her own love story because she writes romance novels, so she needs to experience some romance. So her best friend comes up with this plan of all these different steps to help her get this boy named Nico, who looks just like the main character that she's written in one of her stories. Then you've got the like goofy, slightly awkward boy across the street who's super nice and helps her out with a lot of things, but he's obviously in love with her. And Nico, who's like seems to be into her, but he also has a girlfriend, and there's all that drama. And this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna give it 4 stars. And I kind of advanced read my group book for this week. I finished it this morning, and that was Hotel Valhalla, Guide to the Norse Gods, Your Introduction to Deities, Mythical Beings, and Fantastic Creatures. And this is sort of like a companion novel to the Magnus Chase series. This is like, it starts out with a letter from like the hotel management, and it's like, here's all the information you need. But if you don't find what you need in here, then, you know, contact guest services or whatever. Anyway, this is fun. In my head, I can't help but compare it to like the Greek gods and Greek heroes book that Rick Riordan did, that was told by Percy Jackson. And I think Greek gods was like 4 stars for me. Greek heroes was 5 stars. It was great. This one, maybe it's just because it was so short and stuff, but I'm just gonna give this one 3 stars. And then while I was waiting at the doctor's office, or the dentist, the orthodontist, good lord, I started reading Heartstopper Volume 2, and I got to page 164, so a little over halfway, and that was like in no time at all. This is so freaking cute, and I cannot wait to finish with reading these. And then I want to binge watch the show now that it's on Netflix, because it looks so cute, and I've heard so many great things. So maybe that's something Kaylani and I can do while I'm there. But I need to go. I need to do things. It's almost 9:30, and I don't know how I'm going to do everything. So I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later. So I am currently at the Chattanooga airport and waiting for my flight to board, and I'm sitting here with my laptop and going to get a little bit of editing done that I didn't get to do yesterday. And this morning was, it was ridiculous. I only got 3.5 hours of sleep because I didn't get to bed until like 2 a.m. and that was still without even packing. So I had Marty wake me up at 5:45 this morning before he left, and made sure I got out of bed, and I had to shower and pack and everything this morning, and then I had to leave my house by 10. So I'm 3 cups of coffee and half a Monster in, and I'm so tired still. I'm gonna sleep really good tonight, but I cannot wait to get there and see Kaylani. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, also, something that's really neat about the Chattanooga airport, I love this airport. It's tiny and everything's easy to find. There is a kind of like an honor bookstore. It's the Friends of the Chattanooga Library, and you go in there, and I'll put pictures up here so you can see, but you go in there and there's different books that you can get. They're used books, and you pay like $5 for a hardcover and $3 for a paperback, and you can pay with cash or check or card. They have like a little box to put your cash or check in, or like a little tablet to pay with a card. And it's just, I think it's such a great idea. But okay, I'm going to get to editing and try to stay awake. And I'm probably going to be editing on the plane. And I'm going to be editing all day, because I'm so behind on that. Alright, I'll talk to you later. I'm with Kaylani!
She made it!
Yay! I'm sleeping in the library.
She gets to be surrounded by books. Hopefully they be nice to her.
Yes. Bailey has not decided if I am safe or not.
Come here, Bailey. I'm safe though. We can put you in here. Oh.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Bailey.
Hello. See, I'm camera shy.
No. We've had some yummy food. We're gonna chill. Oh, look, Bailey's letting me touch her.
Oh, that's a big feet. Good job, Mama. Good job.
We will talk to you later.
Yay!
Good morning from Kaylani's house. Good morning, Bailey. Good morning, Kaylani.
Hi.
We are both sitting here working. I just got a video uploaded. She's editing. I'm about to start editing another video myself. And yeah, we have some fun things planned today. We're gonna go get a pedicure. And then this evening we have Fierce Friday, so that'll be fun. Are we looking fabulous?
Yes, absolutely.
We are off to Fierce Friday.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Let's go! Oh, I can't see anything.
No, I don't even know. Is it in focus?
We are in line to, I'm blind. We are in line to check in for Yallwest. My eyeballs are watering because the sun is directly in my face. I'll talk to you later.
Put my mouth. I don't want to know what it looks like. Don't be mean to me. Trying to film me eat this burger or sandwich or whatever. How do you put this in your mouth? What do you do with it? I'm confused.
Okay, so how do you fit that in your mouth? Come on, Kayla. Just pick it up, Kaylani.
I'm gonna cut it in half. Oh, I'm scared. Okay.
That is massive.
Not to.
Good job, good job. Look at my foods. Yummy.
I need to talk about it.
Yeah.
No, not the sun. It's
Say.
Oh no, that's too close.
We found Drew! I'm gonna link Drew's channel down below if you want to check him out.
Yes.
There we go. I got the beach. I got the beach and the beach. Good morning, my lovelies.
Good morning, my lovelies.
Good morning.
Kaylani is not about this morning.
Bad morning.
She's tired. But we are here at Yallwest and waiting in a really long line, as per usual for any y'all whatever. And we're waiting to see if we can get some free arcs. Fun. Who are you most excited to see while you're here?
Victoria Schwab.
Victoria Schwab, of course.
100%.
If I don't meet her, I'm not going home.
I am here for just that whole experience. The person I was most excited to see, that girl right there.
And we did that already?
Yes, we did that already. So let's go see what we can do today. Yay!
You kind of got the ending, but the middle, connecting the middle in like a really compelling way is always really hard.
I disagree so much. I love writing the trilogy, but readers hate reading the middle of the trilogy. It's when everything goes terribly wrong, which is my favorite part. The lives are now awful. Cliffhanger.
I think I find any form of sequel hard. So like I just finished the 4th book in the Shades of Magic series and I was like, that's hard. But like the 2nd one was hard, the 3rd one was less hard. Now the 4th one is hard again. Maybe the 5th one will probably be hardest. And then hopefully the 6th I'll just like kill everybody, so it'll be fun. But I think it's that like, you know, when you have the 1st book, you're introducing everything and it's fresh and it's new. And then when the 2nd book happens, you have to make it somehow bigger. You have to improve upon something which exists and undermine which exists. You kind of like the shine of the novelty of it has worn off, and now you have to just like make things worse.
And a lot of people have a favorite book of yours, but do you have one that maybe was your favorite reading experience or writing experience, one that you like more than the other, or is that too hard to answer?
What's the favorite book that you wrote? I'll answer mine. Mine is Masquerade, the 2nd book in the Blue Blood series, because I was pregnant with my kid, and I was writing it, and I was napping, I was writing it, and it was the easiest book. It came straight from the outline. I think it was like a gift from the heavens. Never has a book been that easy to write, so thank you, baby.
That was the first one of yours that I read. The Scorpio Races is my favorite, hands down. Where it just felt like it already existed and I just had to, it's never that easy. It's never that easy. And this is when I got to read it at the same time when I was writing it. Just felt marvelous. And when it was done, I said to myself, in 10 years I will write something that I like as well as this. And I'm just on it. The 10th anniversary edition just came out, so I'm due.
Well, the thing I had the most fun with is not necessarily the thing that other people like the best, but I invented a superhero for DC Comics that came out last year. I think it's here. It's called Whistle, a new Gotham City hero. So basically, they were like, do you want to invent a superhero? I was like, yes, please. And they said, do you want to put her in Gotham City? We know that you like Gotham City. And I was like, can she fight the Batman villains? And they said, yes. So I got to write the Riddler and Poison Ivy and Killer Croc and put them all in a Jewish neighborhood full of like bagel stores and advertising shops and then I have this wonderful artist, Manuel Quintana, who I like. He's my favorite person that I never met because he's in Italy, and so we never even phone called or Zoomed or anything. It was all email, and he was just a peachy, wonderful person who would like redraw the superhero outfit 17 times until I thought the outfit looked cool, and so forth. So that was just, I mean, like you were saying, getting to play in a sandbox that you maybe thought you would never play in. A sandbox I had been reading since I was 7 years old.
Nostalgia factor is very
It was so fun, you know. And I think also some of the pressure was off. Like, it's not going to be the great American novel. It's going to be a superhero. It's, you know. It was a wonderful experience.
I will say that I'm working on a book right now, and of course my dad has read the first chapter. And I'm having more fun with it because it's space witches, because everyone loves space and everyone loves witches.
I thought you said leeches.
Space
Make
leeches.
leeches part of their vibe, if you like. It feels weird. I don't space leeches. Okay. But yeah, it says big book to me. Yeah. And that says big book, like space leeches, kind of cute. But yeah, so I'm having the best time, and it's coming so easily, and it's just an amazing world building, a lot of world building, but space witches or leeches coming to a bookstore near you in 2049.
Will you admit to a favorite, Ransom?
Sure. My opinion will probably change tomorrow. I think it was Library of Souls, which was the third book in the first trilogy. There's like 2 trilogies and 2 sort of ancillary books, and I felt like it took me until the third book to feel like I really had my hands around the world, and I could, because it was a much bigger world than I even realized I was creating when I wrote that first book, which was just one island, one loop on one island, and then I was like, I want the whole world to be filled with them, and it wasn't until the third book that I felt like I was in a place where I knew the characters, I knew what they wanted, I understood their hearts a little bit, and I was now at a place where I could dip into the world at any time, and I knew what was there. You know, the map wasn't full of holes and blanks to me. So that was really satisfying, and it came very quickly.
But I think my favorite books to write was my first work of realistic fiction, which is called A Very Large Expanse of Sea. I don't know, I sort of exhaled that book. My daughter was 4 months old, and yeah, she was about 4 months old, and I also was sort of in this like fugue state, you know. I just remember I felt like I was living in this like dream world where I was like half asleep all the time, and I wrote that book while she was sleeping, or when I would wake up, you know, hours before dawn, and I wrote the book in like 2 weeks. It just like came out in this like emotional exhalation, and it wasn't easy exactly. It was just sort of like I had been waiting my whole life to write it, and I finally just did. And so there was something about that I haven't been able to recapture since.
Yeah, I don't have this experience. I don't have the luxury of the experience that so many on the stage have of like just the exhale of a book. Like, it's such a fraught process for me. So like the book that I'm proudest of is probably The Invisible Life of Abby LaRue, but it's because
so good.
It's because it wasn't easy, and I think I'm proudest of it because I almost didn't write it. Like, it took 10 years, and for 8.5 of those years, I convinced myself I shouldn't write it, and then I realized that it was like I was choosing between perfection and existence. Like, if it was going to maintain this perfection in my head, then it was never going to get written. And I had to like come to terms with the fact it was going to be imperfect but real. And so like it's just going to take a really long time for something to come along the way Scorpius, as you say, that like that moment where I had this like empty grave in the plot of land in my head, and I'm like still kind of trying to fill it back in. So in that way, it wasn't easy, but it was beautiful, and I'm really happy with that.
Can you tell I'm excited?
Hey.
You're so good. Have you had a good day?
A little.
Huh? I live in Scotland.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it was good. Yeah. But I had to come out anyway because like I have a TV show coming out really soon, and like something like that, and then it's just like it's just a bonus because I can just like stay up here and do this. How are you?
I've always been if I didn't,
Well, I've avoided disaster, and so glad that this happened. You know, there's 3 more coming, and I finished the 4th one 2 weeks ago, so I really am. You have a good rest of the day.
Come on up. Oh no, wait. Can I ask a question real quick? And can I get you on film too? What inspired Abby?
Addie LaRue was inspired by Peter Pan and by my grandmother who was dying of dementia all the time, and like looking at the way that my mother was being forgotten by her mother, and also the idea of like immortality and loneliness and what happens when you're the person who remembers instead of the one who forgets.
Oh my god, and I love Addie LaRue.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. New table. It is so good to see you. I'm Tracy Chi. I'm the author of the YA fantasy 1,000 Steps Into Night. It is set in a Japanese-influenced fantasy world where this girl, Miyuko, 16 years old, is like living this very ordinary life in this very strictly patriarchal society. And she's kind of resigned herself to that. It's all she's ever known. Until one day she is cursed to become a demon. And her village is like, no, go away from here. We don't want demons, thank you. So she is cast out and she embarks on this journey to try and remove this curse so she can return home to this very ordinary life. The thing is, that life was so small and so restrictive that as soon as she kind of begins to discover the world beyond her own, a world that's, you know, full of magical creatures, like this guy who's a shape-shifting magpie, or there's this demon prince out there, right? She begins to be like, oh hey, there is so much more than I thought to the world, and there's so much more to me than I was allowed to be while I was in that little village. And so maybe she's okay with being a demon, you know? Maybe she's okay with being a little monstrous. And that is the story. I've also written a fantasy trilogy called The Reader, and then... so good. Yay, thank you! So good. And then the historical We Are Not Free, based on some of my family's experiences in the Japanese-American incarceration camps of World War II. So I'm kind of all over the place.
So Margie, our co-founder, said, fine Mel, you do it. So I'm the sucker, I'm the one who had to do it, and the only one who would do it with me is my intrepid co-host,
Juvenilia.
You know, it's your favorite. Our authors, when they were young and inexperienced writers, writing their angst and their dreams.
Yep.
And you were the first. We just went through this 15 minutes ago.
We really did. Okay, I'm Andy. As you know, I decided to go first because this is so bad that everyone who comes after me will feel so much better. This is a poem I wrote when I was 12 years old and should have known better. I have two 10-year-olds now. They write the most beautiful poetry. It's crazy. But this is what I wrote when I was 12. Floating in your mind, a block of memories, some made of joy and some are not. They leave you every piece. When you are in your own world, and your own world is what you're in. You think what you are thinking, but think what you want to think. Why do they have to end after they begin? Why do they have to end with the sound of a dropping pin? Does it mean anything, I wonder to myself? Does it mean anything if I think that I'm an elf? But could you blame yourself for the dreams that you dream? The dreams that you dreamed yesterday? The dreams you dream today? The dreams you dream tomorrow? So dream a dream, for dreams are dreams. And dreams will always be dreams. Guinness Book of World Records for most times saying the word dream in a poem. You will always dream a dream. Life is forever dreams. Go ahead.
3 words. First word. Reading a book.
No, it's a book.
Small, short, tiny.
It's a small word. It's a small word.
Small?
It, a, the.
Of.
Oh my God. The second word. Wait, did we guess the first word?
No.
Scam.
To kill a mockingbird.
Die. Murder.
Death.
Good girl character murder.
That's a lot of words.
This is going so well.
Death. Sad.
Killer. Die.
The Hunger Games. Okay, what's fighting? Fight club. Brawl.
Fight Club.
Battle. Wait, what's the third word?
Oh no, the third word.
You said you handled this.
Arm. Shot.
No, 3 syllables. Syllables.
What?
2 syllables.
Okay. Smile. Smiling. Grin. Happy.
Dead.
Earring. First syllable. Ear.
Sounds like. Sounds like.
Sound me.
Sounds like me. Grimly.
Sound what?
Grimly.
Get somebody in the audience.
Someone help us, please.
Sounds like me.
Sounds like me. Yes, Kaylani.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Sounds like, so, no, it's like, so something to be like, delight. Something delight.
Violent delight.
The violent delight.
These violent delights.
These violent delights.
My name is Chloe Hong. Is everyone ready? I feel like you guys are gonna guess this, but
Okay.
at least give it a few seconds, okay? Make it seem like it's really hot. Death Cast is calling with the warning of a lifetime. I'm going to die today.
They both die at the end.
I had just come to accept that my life would be ordinary when extraordinary things began to happen.
Oh, wow.
Hi, I'm Julie Buxton, and
Yes.
I'm so old, I'm like holding this out here. Okay. A sex tape, a pregnancy scare, 2 cheating scandals, and that's just this week's update. My kid died, that was my kid!
What was it?
I didn't hear.
To one of us
You
is
guys
lying.
have to say what the answer is.
Sound like she said my kid died.
One of us is lying.
Oh.
My name is Robbie Weber.
Woo!
Thank you. Alright. The end of the world started when a Pegasus landed on the hood of my car.
Legend
Yeah,
Lord?
you have to know which one. One more time, sorry.
The Last Olympian.
Correct.
Last Olympian by requirement.
There we go.
Hello, I'm Mark Alpery. Thank you. Juice had 2 problems, the moon and his mustache. Yes, 6 and pros.
Hi, I'm Amy Foster. You might know me from when I just died earlier on the stage. All right. I've been locked up for 264 days.
Shatter me!
We just have to pick anyone? It's like no one's telling me. All right, that's craziness. Dear friend, I'm writing to you because she said you listen and understand and try to sleep with that person at the party, even though you could have. Please don't try to figure out who she is, because then you might figure out who
Perks of being a wallflower. Perks of being a wallflower.
Perks of being a wallflower, yes.
Woo!
We are back at Kaylani's. We are beat.
Very tired. Ready to sleep.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
So today we had a lovely, lazy day. It was
so lazy.
Fabulous. And we spent the day pretty much couch potatoes.
Yes.
And we binge watched Heartstopper. Guys.
It was so good.
It was so good.
We cried, we
multiple
laughed,
times.
we swooned. We just kept saying, oh my gosh, they're so cute, they're so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, there was many times I became like, I don't know, a squeaky toy or something. Because I was like, yeah, that I sounded like that a lot.
It was so good.
I understand why people are watching it like 15 times in a row because it's that amazing. And I need to finish the series because it's so good.
So good. I want to reread it now because it was like all
so
the
good.
vibes.
It was so good. And they add so like just the right amount of extra that it's so good.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's worth it.
Highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it.
Now, we're gonna do some paint by number.
And listen to some audiobooks. Hopefully.
Yay! Hello, my love. Good morning, my lovelies. So, we had a lovely, lazy day yesterday with just watching Heartstopper and painting, and it was fabulous. But I also realized I haven't really talked at all about the books I've been reading, which hasn't been much at all. So on the plane on the way to Kaylani, I read Heartstopper Volume 2. I have started Heartstopper Volume 3, but I haven't gotten very far. And then last night when I was listening to the audiobook, I was listening to When You're After by Michael Forstian, which is the sequel to 1 Second After. And oh, Heartstopper, 5 stars. It's so good. Also the show, 5 stars. It's so good. And When You're After, I can't really tell you too much because it is a sequel, but the first book, there's a nuclear blast just outside the atmosphere over the US, which pretty much does like a big EMP blast over the entire United States, and now the US, as well as this happened to other countries too, no longer have anything that works with computers. So there's no refrigeration, there's no like creating more drugs. Most cars don't work unless they're really old cars. They're just having to try to figure out how to survive. Sorry if I'm shaky, we're in the car. And in this second book, a new military is trying to form, and things don't quite add up. And yeah, that's really it. I think I'll give this one a 4-star. I actually liked it a little bit more than the first book. So cool. All right, we are heading to get some lunch, and we've got things we're gonna do, which I will talk about in the next vlog, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. Say hi to Kaylani. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.